Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to be here with you. We have an incredible panel today of incredible women doing so many amazing things in their own space. And I'm excited to be the moderator for this panel. My name is Miri Rodriguez. I'm a senior storyteller at Microsoft and an author as well. And I love stories, so I love to get the honor to share stories and create a space for storytelling with these women. I do want to remind everyone that as you share these stories with the world, in your world, please hashtag so we can track you, hashtag World Woman Hour, as well as hashtag Break the Role and hashtag Women's History Month, because it's not over yet. We're actually culminating the month celebrating these incredible women. I'm going to start by allowing these wonderful women to actually introduce themselves. I do want to just share with you some of them. Actually, for three of us, English is not our first language. So you may hear an accent, you may hear a word that it's probably Spanglish. We make up words as we go. But as a moderator, I promise you I'm going to make sense of it if it doesn't make sense to you. But it's going to be a great time, and I hope that you enjoy these stories because they are remarkable. They really are, and we're going to have a great time today. So we'll start with each of them from the end. Lisa, coming this way, introducing yourself, what you do, and why you're here.
Hi, and thank you for having me. My name is Lisa Simonsen. I run the Simonsen team at Douglas Elliman in New York. I'm also a regular on television as an expert, and am working on a book to help guide women.
Ooh, yes.
Guide women that feel stuck.
Do we have a name for the book?
No. That next time I'll tell you.
Next time. Okay. Okay. We'll look out for the name. That's cool. That's exciting. Do you have a cover yet?
Coming.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All important steps for an author. Thank you, Lisa. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Mandana Bolourchi. I was born in Iran, and as you see, I'm here today following my dreams of freedom and my passions for beauty and fashion. So I became a fashion and beauty influencer, and I just launched my hair care line, Mandana Beverly Hills.
Beautiful. You're also a philanthropist, Mandana. You're also a philanthropist?
Yes.
Yes. She's like, yeah, also I do that on the side. Tell us a little bit about your philanthropy.
Oh, okay. So I have to actually give a lot of credit to my father who's here today, because back home in Iran, he started teaching us about philanthropy at a very young age. So I kind of grew up with looking at my dad helping a lot of people and founding organizations that helped a lot of people, including women and children. And when I grew up, I wanted to be more involved in the parts that are involved with women and children, especially in Iran, the ones that are involved with domestic violence, to help them to get lawyers to get divorced, to help them find jobs after getting divorced. So we really helped them kind of find their new path after, their unsuccessful marriage mostly, or if they were abused by a male. And when I came here, I worked with House of Alexandria, which is one of beautiful charities in LA that they help. Actually, it's very similar of what I've used to do back home. Oh, wow. They help the women that are victims of life with LA Mission, and I'm honored to be here today with you guys.
Wow. Wow.
Well, actually, I just became the advisory board member for LA Mission.
Of course you did. Amazing. Where's your dad? You said he's here?
He's right there, actually.
Can we say hello, Dad? Wow, you must be so proud. Incredible. I love dad stories who influence women to do incredible things like you. So welcome. Please.
Hi, I'm Gilda Garza. I'm an artist. I'm from Mexico. I have my artwork in Rodeo Drive, Caesar Palace. Now I'm working with Murano Gallery in Venice.
Ooh, Venice, love it. I love your art, by the way.
Thank
it is
you.
Absolutely beautiful. And as Mexican art, it really represents, I believe, the culture, the colors the infusion of the vibrancy of your art. It speaks about your culture.
Yeah,
I love that.
Definitely the colors.
Yeah, the
yes.
colors are beautiful. Colors are
Thank you.
beautiful. All right, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Yamila Saud. I'm from Córdoba, Argentina. I'm a humanitarian entrepreneur, producer, and actress. And I'm working now in my album music and one TV series and a movie.
Just a movie. You're also award-winning.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your awards?
Yes, thank you. I had the honor to be recognized by this beautiful movie when we aborde a very hard topic to talk, sex trafficking, hypersomnia. So we won as a best director, best actress, best editing, and best edition too.
Wow.
We went around the world and expand, what's going on
Yes.
to create more awareness in people. And I think we did a little part. Yes.
I think it's a big part.
It is. I read since the movie was out, we have 50% less sex trafficking cases. So
That's not a little part. That's a big part.
I think we did our little part.
That's
Yes.
incredible. Incredible. Yes, that deserves a hand clap. Thank you. Welcome.
you.
I have to say, and I will just give a quick warning here. Her story is so compelling, and it's a real story, and her movie is based on her real story. She is willing to share for the first time today in this platform about this movie. It can be triggering, so I just want to warn everybody. So, but we want to give her the platform, don't we? We want to make sure, yes. So we will give you the platform today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You're welcome. All right, so let's get started. Thank you for the beautiful introduction of this incredible panel. As you can see, we have just so many amazing entrepreneur women doing something in their own space. It's not just about themselves, it's about community, because women are communal. When we do something, it not only impacts ourselves and our families, it impacts an entire community. And as a storyteller, I want to get started with stories. How about that? I want to hear the stories of how you broke the mold in your own space. And this is a free-form panel, so whoever feels like just sharing immediately, please do. Breaking the mold is important because we have so many barriers as women in each of the industries. And we know that each of us, in tech, we represent less than 2% of the industry. In tech, it's 2023. If you add intersectionality, for example, if you say I'm a Latina in tech or I'm a Latina immigrant in tech, which I am, that percentage goes like less than 1%. And so we are still dealing with this idea that we have to break some ceilings, we have to show up in certain ways, we have to break some molds. So ladies, tell me some stories about this. In your own space, how have you broken the mold? Lisa.
I'm originally from Canada, and I grew up in a small town, and then I moved to New York to study acting, and I ended up in fitness, in personal training. Sorry about that. And so for several years, I was a trainer, and I did very well, and wrote a column, and had a very successful business. And I ended up going from fitness to real estate. So I really had to recreate myself, because I think often in life, people put us in boxes. And so if they see you doing this, what do you mean? She at fitness, now she's selling real estate. So I think
you can't do it all, can you?
You can't do it all, exactly. So I think, for women and for people in general, it's so important to not let anybody else put us into a box. And, yes, you can have one career, and then you can do a 180 and do something completely different. So, I think it's really important to stay in your lane and do your passion and not let anyone put you into their idea of where you should be.
I love that. That's great. And tell me, when did you decide that was the thing to be? The and person. I could be this and that and that and that. Did you have people being like, hey, I know you probably can't, and then you're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, when did that happen for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always have people. What is it? Don't tell people if people agree with your dreams, there's something wrong with them.
It's probably small dreams,
right? Exactly. You want someone to say like, that's impossible. What are you talking about? So I think you really have to cut out the noise and focus. And as I said, if you're sharing your dreams with people that think, oh yeah, that's easy, I can see you doing that, it's probably not. You're not thinking, you want to have someone say, that's impossible, you can't do that. And as soon as I hear that, I love hearing, are you kidding, Lisa? That's impossible.
You can't do it. I'm gonna go do it now.
Exactly.
Watch me.
If you want to motivate me, just please tell me that. Yeah.
Please tell me I can, and then watch
exactly.
me. Love it. Love it. Yes.
I have my story. I'm from Mexico, and our community, we are close. Like, we hang around Mexicans. And when I moved to San Diego first, I looked for Mexican friends. And after like maybe 2 years, I was like, what I'm doing? I'm in America. There's people from all over the world here. And I start looking for the hearts. I don't see colors. I don't see nationalities. I don't see anything. And my life changed since that day. So that's how I broke the rule.
I love that. How old were you, if you don't mind telling me?
27.
You were 27. You decided, I'm just gonna look
And
at
my life changed. And now I have friends from all over the world. I
yeah.
see the hearts and people that have my same values and my
Yes.
same. They want to be successful, and we
Yes.
women that support each other.
Yes.
And then
I love that.
That's my
You know,
story.
as an entrepreneur myself, I have to say one of the things aligning to what you just said, this idea, and it's sometimes it's extremist. You know, behind a strong woman is herself, and I'm like, BS. I have an entire tribe of people behind me. Like I can't do this on my own. You know what I mean? So I align to that. It's like find your people, find people that want to see you win, and hold on to those people. So thank you. That's powerful. Yes.
So I break the mold when I left home. I was 19 in my little town in Córdoba city. And
So wait, let's tell us a little bit about your little town. Where is it in like Argentina?
It's close to Buenos Aires.
It's close,
yes.
okay.
1 hour flying, 8 hours in bus. And
Oh, that's all right.
I try
It
both. I
You
start
can
in
still
the
go
bus.
by boat?
Yes, yeah. No. I try both.
Oh, you tried
Yeah.
both? Okay. I was like, you can go train both. Wow. Okay. 8 hours by bus. And so you're in the mountain, like the mountain hill area.
Yeah, we are. I was living close to there, and
Okay.
you know, since I was a little, I knew I wanted to be an actress. I have passion about
Yeah.
singing, dancing, acting, and I was not imagining do anything besides that. And I was listening to, don't do that. Your voice is not this. You have to study and like. I am pro to study,
Education,
right? I'm not
yeah.
saying the opposite.
Sure.
But my dream was to improve and grow into arts. And
Yes.
so I moved out, and when I was in Buenos Aires, I wanted to go more far. So I wanted to come to United States, and my English was not the best. I'm still improving. I'm still improving.
You're still working on
I'm
it.
still working on it.
You sound amazing. Doesn't she sound great? Thank you. Sound great.
So I was listening again. A lot of voices like you don't go,
Yeah.
they're going to reject you, and a lot
Yeah.
of things. But I said, okay, thank you so much. You cannot be my teacher
Yeah.
any longer,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to New York.
I'm firing you.
Yes, and I was into New York and New York Film Academy, and it was great. You know, I pushed myself. I think it's very important to push yourself and to believe in you, to be creative and just to keep going.
I love that. Great advice. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you.
So I have to say I broke the mold again, just same as her when I moved for good to America. And I started living my public life because I always had a dream about fashion and beauty. And I thought one of the best ways to, before starting my own business, is to just let people know, like, share my passions and what I'm good at. So it might seem funny that if it's breaking a mold because everyone in America can do that easily, but in where I was born at, like it's very, very difficult. It was a very difficult decision. Like I even had like death threats. And being like public about the problems right now happening in Iran. Yes, that was also another moment that was like I would done that in a heartbeat again and again, but like I could see like people be like, oh my God, they'll come after you. Like, but I always decided to stay true to what I believe and never be quiet about all the injustice that is happening right now. As we are talking, unfortunately, is happening in the world. And I think that was the moment for me to break the mold. And I'll have to say at the same time, I get so many beautiful messages from women from Middle East, from back home, that they find my story inspiring, and they're just proud of the path I took. So that was my
Wow.
part
Thank
of the
you.
story.
I'm proud of the path that you took, Mandana. You know, representation matters in every industry, in every space, and so you taking that stance is beyond you. It's, you know, it's fueled by your passion, but then you have a cultural, a generational legacy that you're leaving where you're coming from, and that's just so powerful. And thank you for sharing that. But there are challenges in entrepreneurship. We know that very well. We're starting to talk about them. I led another panel in Chicago earlier this week, and I asked the question, and I'll ask it again here, including the panelists. How many, if you're a woman, how many of you have actually cried in a bathroom because of a challenge you've ever had? Please raise your hands. Look at this. Look around. Look around. If you've cried in a bathroom, a lot of us have. I'm one of them. There's challenges. Sometimes we don't even know how we can address them. It feels lonely. It's a lonely path sometimes. You're like, am I the only one? And that's why we're doing this, to recognize that we're not alone, that we have these challenges. So can you share a deep challenge, something that you have come across in your own industry, in your own space, in your way to becoming who you are today, and how did you address it? And how can we address some of these challenges?
So when the director Gabriel Greco invites me to talk about the movie,
wait, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
The director of Hypersomnia.
Okay, of your movie.
Yes.
Okay.
He was telling me about these horrible things, what is going to suffer the character, and inside me was something like, this is very hard to do, but in another hand, I have the possibility to transform something what I've been through, to speak louder, to change and create an impact to about sex trafficking. So I think it was a big challenge, and it was very, very hard, but we made it.
Okay, I want to pause there.
Yes.
I want to go there with you. Can I go there with you?
Yes.
Okay. Do we want to go there? Yes. Okay, let's go there. Okay. So you went through this situation personally.
Yes.
And then you got invited to relive this situation on screen.
Yes, it's kind of not exactly how the movie it is,
okay,
but it's one topic in common there.
Okay.
When somebody takes to your body and you are not allowing to touch you or to move forward.
Wow. Okay. And you accepted this challenge.
Yes. I wanted to do it for the people. I wanted to do it because I love humanity. And if I had to, I have a feeling like, okay, why this happened?
Yeah.
So why?
How can I transform this experience
to help others, to be aware about what is going on?
Your challenge was I lived something like this, and I want to create awareness through my own experience,
and to don't happen that to other women and children or men too. This is I read this. It's a big situation happening.
Okay, and the second part of the question is, how did you address this challenge? So you were there, and now you're doing this movie. How was this for you? How was this experience?
It was very tough. I couldn't talk too much, and it was very traumatic. I had to look for therapy and help, to go through that spaces.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Thank you
for doing this, accepting this challenge.
Yes.
Thank you. Incredible. Appreciate that. All right. Anyone want to chime in about your own personal challenges and how you've addressed them in your own entrepreneurship?
Well, I think everyone, first of all, there's nobody in this room or anywhere who hasn't faced challenges. And I also think that challenges are so relative. It's why some people think they have a busy day and they might just have a Pilates class. I just spoke to someone like that, and she wasn't.
I want that
it was
challenge.
without judgment. That was for her. She said, "I won't be able to do." So again, what might be a tough day for you might be,
Very
everyone's
true.
on, and that's again, I think it's important in life. We have to stay in our own lane
Very true.
without judgment.
Very
and
true.
so, my challenges, when I have them, I always try to remind myself that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Love that.
And, it's like a great party that we go to or a dinner that we never want to end. Just like the good times are not forever, neither are the challenging times.
That's
so
right.
I do believe it's that saying, what is it? The dusk before dawn.
Yes.
So I think we have to always remember that it's just a moment. It's not who's going to define us. And also, it's important because no one's going through life unscathed. And it's also, if we're going to be in pain or we're going to be miserable, which we all are at some point, let's use that. Let's not just be in a funk, or let's not just be in a depression for nothing. What can we take from it and use it for our own growth?
I love that. Lisa, but you're a public figure and you're on TV. So some days, like, I'm not on TV, so some days I don't want to be anywhere and I can just stay home and, be a bitch. To myself, but not to other people. So how do you get up one of those days and you're like, hey, I'm just going to go and bring light to the world on the days that I really don't want to?
That's a great question, and it just happened to me the other day. I had to go to an event, and it was, like glam and all of that, and I was just really not feeling it. I wanted to put my robe on, sit with my kids, and the weather, it was just, it was the last thing I wanted to do, but I think, and of course I rallied. And then whenever you rally, you feel better.
That's
and I've
true.
even found with my Instagram a few times where I've had some very challenging things going on, and I'm like doing my hair and my makeup, and I'm like, this is so phony, because it's not like how I feel at all. And I'm like smiling and teasing my hair. And I actually realized as I go through the process that it's like dress for success. Even when we're in a funk, looking better and getting dressed, it actually helps us.
It does.
Laying in bed in
It
our
does.
sweatpants and the blinds
moping.
drawn. Our tequila, that's not, tequila, a little tequila. But a little.
I had not added that. She added tequila. I did it. Very good. I'll try that next time. It's good. Okay.
So.
Yeah, a good pair of shoes makes me feel
Makes
good.
you feel better.
Yeah. So you're right.
Right.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Ladies, your challenges and how do you address them? Yes, Mandana.
So I think one of the most common challenges that I faced with is any business situation that I was at, a male in the same situation would take it more serious than me. Okay. As if a woman should work 10 times harder to be taken as serious as a male in the same job position. And sadly, if you are younger or your appearance, as if like beauty equals less intelligence.
Yeah.
That also,
You're either pretty or smart. You can't be both. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And that only applies to women. You never hear like a handsome man can't be successful.
Right.
So that was one of the biggest challenges that I've always faced, and I think it can be addressed by hiring women, including them, choosing them in more job opportunities, and bringing just uplifting opportunities to each other.
That is so important because I will speak about tech because that's my industry. My first year at Microsoft, I've been there 10 years, and the first year I endured a whole year of 4 women bullying me. And I was just like, I can't believe that we do this to each other. I can't believe that we represent less than 2% of this industry and we're doing this. There's like 98% of space, you know what I mean? And so I love that because inclusion starts with I. Let's bring in the rest of the women. Let's make them feel that there's space for them. There is so much space for all of us, for all men and women. And so thank you. That's a great reminder. Appreciate that.
I have the same as her.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
The same, like, it's harder for us, like, being taken serious, but when you sit in a table and then they see that you're a professional and then your works talks for you.
Yeah.
And, but
That's
the
it.
same.
They take you serious.
Uh-huh.
I have a question for, this is not on script, of course, but have you ever been in a room where because you're a woman, they assumed something about you? Because I went into a room one time and it was all men, it was a boardroom, and literally what the person said when I walked in was, oh, Miri's here, we can now get coffee. Like literally, that's what they said. And I was like, oh, did I hear that? Wait, what? And I was part of the meeting. I was not serving the coffee, please. So is the microaggressions that way. Have you experienced anything like that?
Sometimes, but I also have an amazing dad, and he make me secure and confident, and then I can sit in any table.
Starbucks is down the corner, and I'll have a latte, right? With tequila for Lisa. For all of us, look at this. So she's like, we're going to have a shot after this. Okay, great. I love this. This is great. Okay, let's talk about mentorship, because it's kind of segue into having that tribe. Do you have a mentor? Have you been a mentor? What does the role of mentorship play in entrepreneurship? Is it important? If so, why? And how do we obtain mentors? Because I have had a hard time finding a mentor. So do you have one? Are you one? Is it important, and how do we find one? Yes, Lisa.
Yes, so this is one of my favorite topics, and I ended up doing a television show 2 years ago as a mentor because it was such a natural fit for me. And I grew up with a mother who instilled philanthropy and that you always had to do something. That's just how I grew up. And I'm naturally a mentor. I'm also a woman's woman. So I love, when someone says you inspire me or what would Lisa do, it just touches me and it makes me feel so good. And also, no one successful is doing it on their own. So it's so important at whatever age. And then, of course, I have women that are older than me that are amazing, and I can learn from them. So I think it's a very important skill, and it's something which is, and everyone can mentor someone. There's always someone that you can help lift, or, sometimes even if you just tell someone they look great, or you're doing an amazing job, these small things it doesn't have to be some whole program. Just, a few kind words can make a difference.
I love that. Mentorship comes in all shapes and forms.
Absolutely.
And by just saying, I love how you look, give me one word of inspiration, I've been mentored for the day, and then a shot of tequila, we're done.
Right.
It's perfect. Go ahead, sorry.
I really believe having a mentor is really important, and I can go on from my mother, my aunt, to other people. One of the biggest mentors I always look up to by reading her stories is Ruth Bader. So when I look at her stories, how she was raising her young children at the same time being at the law school and working, then I realize I have no room for being exhausted for my Pilates class.
Full circle, people.
Yeah. So that gives me a lot of power and motivation to just continue.
I love it. I love it. Lisa was really talking about you and your challenges. Right. All right. Let's close this out for mentorship. Anyone else want to share mentorship? Yes.
I think mentorship is very important. I've been inspired by my mom and my grandma. And I would like to say hi, Mom, too.
Hi, Mom. Where's Mom?
She's in Cordoba.
Okay, hi, Mom. All the way from LA to Cordoba. You raised an incredible human being, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. She deserves that. All right, we're going to close out, and I want to kind of finish up with a great inspiration for our audiences, whoever's watching, all of you here in the house. I'm going to do a two-part question, and then you can answer however you want. We're going to close this out. Imposter syndrome, how do you tell it to shut up, right? Tell it to shut up. And imposter syndrome kicks us in the ass all the time. And as women, I think we need to continuously remind ourselves that that is not who we are. It's our shadows talking. How do you handle imposter syndrome, and what inspiration do you want to give these women out here to tell it to shut up to? Not them, imposter syndrome. Their imposter syndrome, let me just be clear. Your imposter syndrome and theirs, how do you tell them to shut up? What do you do to say, I hear you, I recognize that you're here, it's my insecurities talking, is all the things, is my Latina, is my immigrant talking, but I belong. I'm on this table because I belong. I'm here, I'm being served. How do I do that?
So what it helps to me is to have the discipline and be focused on what is my goal. And work into my spirit, work my body, and work my mind too. I think that 3 pillars are very important, and that helped me. And yes,
body, spirit, and soul mindfulness.
Yes,
I speak your language, girl. I love that. Yes, thank you. Beautiful.
Celebrating our success.
Yes,
that most the 80% of the people they have this syndrome.
Yeah,
yes,
imposter syndrome.
We need to celebrate our success and. That's it.
Celebrate yourself, celebrate yourself. Buy her art, please. Where can we find your art and celebrate your success?
My art?
Yeah.
In Murano, in London, in Dubai.
On your website?
On my website, yes.
Yeah. What's your website?
GildaGarza.com.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Visit. Support, yes?
Yes.
Love your art. Mandana.
Yeah, definitely. As Gilda said, I believe we should celebrate our success. That's very important.
It is.
Also, just remembering how many successful female entrepreneurs are here today.
Right.
How many successful women-owned businesses also help us to remember, as women, we should not have any imposter syndrome.
That's right.
I personally, as a mom, always remind myself of my superpower. I can make a human. If I'm in a room full of successful people, how powerful I am. I can make humans. So
yes.
I always remind myself.
Great reminder.
Yes, I'm worthy to be
Love
there.
it. Love that. Close us out, Lisa.
I think it's really important for everybody, because we always can, sort of judge ourselves
Yeah.
for the imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
to really remember how far you've come. Think about how far you've come.
Yes.
So I think that we forget sometimes because
forget.
we're so busy going forward
So
that
true.
we don't actually think of,
Yeah.
how far we've
Pause
come.
for a moment and be
take
like,
a pause. And
"Damn,
then
I
also,
would know
with social media, and of course we're all we use it and we enjoy it, but
Yeah.
it's also a lot of it is fake. Filters. Have you ever used a filter? We all
Yeah.
do. We also. I think it's just also remember that don't compare yourself and get caught up in things that are really not reality based.
Mic drop. I think we're done. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you
You
so
were
much.
fabulous.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank you.
much. Thank you, everyone.